Few targets are softer for a terrorist than a pop concert attended largely by young girls.
Oh my God!
That's exactly what happened as Ariana Grande's gig ended at Manchester Arena last night. Stunned and panicked, thousands of concert-goers stampeded for the exits. Running, they thought, quite literally, for their lives. Some couldn't run and were cut down by the explosion in the foyer. 22 people died. The man responsible for the mass murder has, in the last hour, been named.
I can confirm that the man suspected of carrying out last night's atrocity is 22-year-old Salman Abidi. However, he has not yet been formally named by the coroner, and I wouldn't wish to therefore comment any further about him at this stage.
Quick, Corey! Which way? Come on! Corey needs to get round! Corey, get round this way! Come on!
What Abedi did will remain with those who witnessed it for the rest of their lives.
It was just a huge boom. I never saw no smoke, no flashes or anything. They were trying to blame the balloons, because there were some large helium balloons, but the boom was too big.
Everything kind of went calm for about 5 or 6 seconds. And I mean, everyone in the arena was scarily
quiet.
still.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that was it. There was pandemonium everywhere.
People were sort of moving from the exit that they'd originally trying to get
coming
out
right
of
down the stairs.
and coming down to our neck of the woods, if you like. So there was a great big bottleneck.
Yeah.
Everybody's pushing, everybody's shoving, the shoes were being lost, phones being dropped.
I mean, we
bags.
saw one girl who literally skimmed the top of the chair. She went straight over the stairs because she was just so panicked to get out.
60 ambulances swarmed around the arena as the dead and injured were taken away. It was the children's hospital that received the greatest number of casualties. Emergency service chiefs say the response was textbook.
Everything was calm, everything was controlled, and the patients were cared for in a way that the specialist staff had been prepared for many years. We had doctors at scene, we had highly specialised paramedics and rescue teams at scene, and the patients were evacuated very, very quickly to a safe area where they were stabilised and moved to the hospital.
Clearly there are a number of individuals who have very, very serious injuries and are requiring intensive care and people who are going to be in hospital for a long time in terms of that treatment.
Theresa May visited police and some of the injured in Manchester before penning her condolences. Earlier, she chaired a Cobra meeting in London.
We now know that a single terrorist detonated his improvised explosive device near one of the exits of the venue, deliberately choosing the time and place to cause maximum carnage and to kill and injure indiscriminately. The explosion coincided with the conclusion of a pop concert, which was attended by many young families and groups of children. All acts of terrorism are cowardly attacks on innocent people.
Police have arrested a 23-year-old man in connection with the attack and have raided a house in Fallowfield in South Manchester, where the bomber lived.
We've just heard a loud bang and it looks like they've raided the house.
Shook up is not the word.
And we were at that concert last night and we are pretty shooken up right now.
We now know the names of 3 of those murdered by the bomber. This is Georgina Callender, posing a couple of years ago with the star of last night's show, Ariana Grande. Georgina was 18 years old. Safi Roussos didn't even make it to her teenage years. She was just 8. And friends of John Atkinson from Bury have published this picture of him. He was 28. This afternoon, the Queen halted a Buckingham Palace garden party for a minute's silence for the victims of the terror attack. Some people are still missing. The families of Chloe Rutherford and Liam Curry have released this picture of them, desperate for information. Courtney Boyle is missing too, as is Philip Tron, Courtney's mother's boyfriend. Wendy Fall's daughter says she's still waiting to hear from her. Kelly Brewster is missing. The families of teenage friends Isla MacLeod and Laura McIntyre from the Isle of Barra are pleading with the pair to get in touch. And 29-year-old Martin Hett from Stockport was separated from his friends at the end of the show. They haven't heard from him since. And Nell Jones, who's 14, is still unaccounted for. The family of 15-year-old Olivia Campbell are appealing to find her.
We've rung every hospital, we've rung every hotel, we've been down to Manchester, we've looked around every hotel, we've looked around back streets, we've been everywhere. We're just absolutely devastated. All we want to do is get a phone call. If anybody sees her, just ring the police, go on Facebook, contact us. We're absolutely gutted as a family. It's just absolutely gutted.
Those who do have their children safe are clutching them close as they tell of their night of terror.
We were at the front right and the bang seemed to come from the back left, and then suddenly you just heard screaming and everybody was running from the back towards the front, and it was just sheer chaos. People trying to get off the balconies. It was awful.
The smell of smoke was getting strong, and I saw a guy who had blood on his head, and then that's when I thought it's not a balloon. And when we got up the stairs, there was people shouting, "Run, just run. Someone's being shot, just get out."
Oh my God. What's going on? What just happened?
Investigators already know the bomber's identity, and the so-called Islamic State says it was behind the attack. The hunt is now on for those who helped the bomber. David Bowden, Sky News.